Welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson, and this week I'm sitting up in a tree stand on opening day of archery season. We're going to show you on this week's show how Jimmy, Jordan, and I all did. We're in 3 different spots in the state this week. We're going to have a quick clip to show you kind of an update on what happened on opening morning here in the woods, and Jimmy's got a lot of other fun stuff for us this week too.
Well, that's right, Jenny. I am kind of excited to see how we all do on opening day, but we do have a lot of other stuff for you on this week's show. With the hunting seasons now in full swing, one thing we can't forget about is all the good fall fishing that's happening as well. Jenny, Jordan, and myself were able to get out on Saginaw Bay for a really hot perch bite. You're going to get to see that. And another thing happening this time of the year, the salmon are in the rivers. We're going to show you what it looks like to catch some big kings on the Manistee River. Lots of good stuff on this week's show. You stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's a love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By Meijer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meijer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meijer. By G5 Outdoors, makers of the Quest and Prime bows. Manufactured and designed in Memphis, Michigan, G5 offers archery bows, broadheads, and accessories. On the web at g5outdoors.com. By Country Smokehouse, offering a variety of meat products. Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 on M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen.
Plan of attack here first thing this morning?
First thing this morning will be right on just some pingatees here in the dark and try to entice a strike, and then we'll gets a little lighter out, we'll go to the bobbers and spawn.
Oh, okay. A lot of fish in the river?
A lot of fish in the river.
Okay.
Plenty of fish around. Water's a little warmer than it should be this time of year, but yeah, there's plenty of fish there.
A week or so back found me in the dark on the Manistee River waiting for the sun to rise, all the while hearing fish jumping all around. The run was about at its peak when we were here, and even on a weekday there were quite a few folks on the river. Terry Weiler does some guiding on this river and is someone who I have fished with before and hope to again. He knows this river very well.
That's a clump of stuff there.
That's what they're supposed to be biting on.
Yeah.
Nice little chunk of meat there for them. Bobbers or spawn under a bobber.
Yeah, what do you have on the line? Just got a couple weights on the way down?
A couple weights on the way down, and I have 20-pound Sagar fluorocarbon and use 20-pound Fireline.
Okay. And that's about, what, 5-6 feet there from the
Yeah,
bobber
about
to
3 foot. From the bobber down 6 foot, depending on the hole.
Okay.
But then I got 3 foot a leader there.
Once the sun came up, Terry switched from his clear body baits to skein underneath a bobber, which is always a fun way to fish. Joining us today were Russ Borst and Alan Cribley. What you do is you have your bail open and you simply anchor above the hole or the run that you want to fish. Let the current take the bobber down the river, and you may want to play with the length from your bobber to the hook, but once that bobber disappears, you might want to hold on. These fish make for one heck of a fight when they are still fresh.
Got one on?
Got one on.
Underneath the log over.
See the bottom.
Whoa!
Did you see that?
Yeah, he almost took you in.
That was really something.
Picking up anchor. Picking up anchor again. We got the big one. Picking up anchor. Hit him. Hang on a second.
Holy cow! Not ready yet.
Girl.
Oh my word!
We need a bigger boat.
Oh!
That's the biggest one I've ever got.
Pretty cool, man.
Nice.
These fish were still pretty fresh, man. Had only started to turn color. Terry said there should be fish like this for at least a couple more weeks.
They're pretty active. The water temperature's a little higher than I want it to be, but there's a lot of fish in here. As you seen this morning, there's a lot of fish rolling, and a lot of and the fish are big this year too. So it's yeah.
Now, how do you pick a spot as you're coming up here?
It's mostly out of experience. There's a lot of I fish holes that over the years I've been successful in, and I get spots that are 6 to 8 foot. There we go. Look at that. All right. Oh, another good one. These big fish. Another big one. Jeez.
Oh. Another nice female.
Yeah.
Nice job, young man.
Thank you very much. That was
brought you
fun.
along today, I tell you what.
Life is good.
We did have some nice sized fish today. The average was about 2 to 6 fish per trip, from what the guys who've been fishing a lot have been saying. Even I was able to drift an offering down a few times today. I just couldn't help myself.
See if we can get him out in the middle more. This fish is running.
Good one. Jimmy, we're floating back now, Jimmy. Keep cranking and pulling on it. Get him out in the river. There you go.
Oh, he's coming out nice.
Keep pulling.
Yeah, we did have a slight cameraman malfunction, so the netting of this fish was not caught on camera, but it was a fun fight in the river.
This is a nice big king. That's got to be close to 20 pounds. I don't know what we got on tape there, but I hooked this fish. We're just getting ready to move. Hooked this fish, and it took us for a ride. And it just you can't tighten your drag down hard enough to get him out of the logs. Sure enough, she got wrapped up in one of the logs, and we were able to get over top of her, hook the line, grab the line by hand, and get her into the net. So, nice job, Terry.
Thank you.
That was some good team fishing there.
Well, Alan was the only guy in the boat to not catch a fish yet, and we had some fun at his expense, especially when Russ hooked another.
We had a pretty good bite since 11 o'clock. So
Yeah, we've got a few in the boat here.
yeah, been good.
And how long will the fish be holding in here? How long will you fish this stretch?
Probably till first weekend in October.
Oh, really? Okay.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Okay. How are our anglers doing today?
Yeah, we got one that's pretty hot. We got one that's pretty cold. Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Nice job!
That was sweet.
There you go.
Thank you, Terry.
Good job, guys.
Wow.
That one gobbled it. Look at
Boy,
where
he is a long fish. Woo. Your arm's getting sore yet?
Yeah.
A day on the river is always a fun trip, but when you have picture-perfect weather, good guys on the boat, and you throw in some big fish, well, it's about as good as it gets.
Yeehaw. You really want.
No, not as bad.
We got a fish.
Sorry, that's right.
Never give up, right?
The last spot of the day.
Well, we ended up with 6 fish in the box and lost another 3 or 4. A good way to spend a morning. So the only thing left was to break out the cold fried chicken and enjoy the ride back. So sit back and enjoy the sights of the mighty Manistee River.
they're hungry. They're hungry today.
Well, here's a good one. Well, today we are at the Eagle Bay Marina, actually after we went to Linwood Beach Marina by mistake. And we are here today with Joe Raymer, good friend from the east side of the state, who works with Frank's Great Outdoors, and they're catching the perch right now. So we were on our way over to Port Huron for an event this evening, and he said, hey, we're catching some perch, so we're gonna give it a few hours. Hopefully we can do as good as they've been doing. Sometimes the camera is the kiss of death, and sometimes it's not, so we'll see.
Saginaw Bay is well known for its walleye fishing, but the perch fishing is often overlooked. Today we're out to prove that the bay is still home to some of Michigan's best perch fishing if you know when, where, and how to catch them. A craft that our good friend Joe Raymer has perfected over the years.
Well, we were using light action rods anywhere from 6 to 7 foot, ultralight in some instances, but the gear you're going to use is probably 4 to 6 pound test line. Like what we were using and what was effective today was a perch rig, which your normal perch rig has 2 hooks that are hanging off of it, and you usually have your swivel with your sinker hanging on the bottom. If you take that swivel and you put a snelled hook on there, today that was really effective in getting some of the bigger fish, because the bigger fish are laying right on that clay bottom is what we found today, is the clay bottom, and the bigger fish were out there eating off the bottom. There's times when it's extremely good and they're just biting like crazy. Those times it doesn't really matter what you're using for bait. Times like today, we had sand shiners, which they're not the emerald shiners that everybody's used to. They are a little bit smaller shiner, but the fish really, really like those today, the smaller shiner. But we caught some bigger perch on the emerald shiners as well. But the sand shiners will work, little baby golden shiners, they work really well. Bass fishermen are familiar with those, but they're little baby ones. Those will work good. As long as it's got a little bit of a shine to it, the perch will eat it.
Well, we are about maybe an hour in, Jenny, don't you figure?
Oh, yeah.
And catching a few small ones right off the get-go, but we are really hitting some nice, some bigger, really quality perch right now. And Joe says he's been out here catching quite a few perch, but even today the size is a little bit better. We're starting to catch some pretty good sized fish. So they've got some good minnows. They said that's a big part of what we're doing here. The 3 hooks, all that seems to be working, and obviously they're not going to give us the waypoints. They pretty much blindfolded us on the way out here, but we're in 15 to 18 foot of water, and we're finding the fish. We're marking some on the fish finder, and then they're just you'll kind of feel when schools come through, we'll bam hit quite a few, then it'll slow down for a little bit and then pick right back up. But some great perch fishing right now, and it should really be good all the way through October. So if you're within driving distance of the bay, you might want to come check this out.
Beauty. Okay, they're getting a little bigger over here on this end. Well, it's a beautiful day out here for the beginning of fall, and anytime you can get out fishing, well, Jimmy and Jordan and I all on the same trip. This is a rarity, so that's always fun to get to hang out and goof off for the day and call it work. And anytime I've been out fishing with Joe, it's always fun, and he always finds a fish. Sometimes it's only one fish, but today he found a lot more than one, so we are having a blast. And Jeff up there, he's
The assassin at the front of the boat.
he is deadly and quiet. He's just been up there picking them out left and right, not saying a word. So it's an awesome day. I don't know how it could get much better.
We're in about 20 foot of water, using about a ½ ounce weight here. The key is to have your weight sitting on the bottom. I usually like to use a light action rod. That way if it's wavy out, that sinker still stays right on the bottom. Most of our fish have been coming off the bottom hook here, so it's key to keep it right there.
Once we found the fish, the bite was pretty much non-stop, and the quality of the fish, well, continued to get better and better. It's easy to see why perch fishing is Joe's favorite way to spend some time on the water.
You could take your kids out doing it. It's relaxing. It's fun. I love to eat perch. It's just fun watching the rod. They fight really well. And you can catch a lot of them. You catch 50 per person if you want to go out there and get your limit if that's what you're looking to do. But it's fun for the family. It's fun for the kids. I have 4-year-olds that can go out there and they can reel them in, and and it's no problem at all. But it's just a family thing, and it's relaxing. And I grew up doing it, so I think that's probably why I like doing it the most.
Well, had a bite. Thought I had maybe a double on, but kind of did. He took 2 top and the middle hook, both in his mouth, hooked him twice, so I don't think he was getting off.
So this guy was pretty ambitious. He tried to go after a minnow that's almost the same size as he is. Jeez. He was a feisty one though. I think we're sending him back if I can unhook him successfully.
This time of year, middle September, early September, the perch are pretty much staying out in that 16 to 18 foot of water. If you fish on those contour lines, you're going to find a lot of fish on that clay bottom. As the year progresses and you start getting to October, November, perch start following the emerald shiners into shore, and that's the start of the walleye coming back into the bay, and the walleye are pushing the perch back into shore and the emerald shiners. So as the year goes by, October, November, you're going to get them closer and closer to shore, and then they start running the Saginaw River. So anywhere from the river mouth out a ways to the island on Saginaw Bay, October, November, even into December if you don't have really cold weather, it's a great place to fish. People on the banks of the Saginaw River are catching like crazy. But yeah, from this time forward, it's just going to keep getting better, and the fish that we caught today, you can't go wrong. I mean, it's just excellent fishery here.
The perch fishing out on the bay is still going strong, and if you haven't made the trip yet this fall, it's definitely worth the drive. Special thanks to Joe and Jeff for letting us tag along on this beautiful day on Saginaw Bay.
Well, here it is, the opening day of the archery season here in Michigan. Always a big deal. What we're going to do right now is kind of take a look at Jenny, Jordan, and myself on opening morning, let you know what happened in our neck of the woods. We are about an hour in to the archery season here on October the 1st. And I am hunting in Mason County, actually. My dad's a couple hundred yards away. And Mason County is one of the counties now that is in that new management zone here in the northwest part of the Lower Peninsula. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens with that. 3 on a side for your first buck, still 4 on a side for your restricted deer. So it'll be interesting to see. A lot of guys are happy about it. A lot of guys are not happy about it, but you know what? We'll see what happens. We are hunting kind of we've got some pines right out in front of us, some hardwoods right behind us, kind of a little travel corridor here. There's some beans on the other side of these pines, and just trying to catch a few deer as they filter back through to bed down for the day. Had one doe come through this morning so far.
Well, you want to know what that look is right there? That is called busted. Yes, I was yapping away when 2 mature does and 3 yearlings moved right in on me through the pines. Now, with the good back cover, I was not spotted, and they did hang around for a bit, but knowing something wasn't quite right, they moved on past me.
Those deer came right in on top of me. 2 nice mature does and a group of fawns, so maybe there'll be something with antlers coming behind them. We'll see.
Sure enough, a small bachelor groups of bucks was not too far behind the group of does. I could clearly see one 5-point, but not sure just yet on whether or not there was some bigger bucks following.
Why is it that every buck I see is just barely legal? Oh, I was just getting ready to get up and get out of the stand, and 4 bucks just came in, all 1.5-year-old bucks. Looked like a spike or a 3 and a 4 and then a 5. Of course, the 5 is technically legal here because they have to have 3 on a side. And as you know, if you know me at all, I am not very picky when it comes to bucks, when it comes to deer. And he didn't give me very many good shots. There's a few spots where I could have snuck an arrow through, but that was a lot of fun. What a good opening day for me. So that's 10 deer I saw today, 4 bucks. Boy, you can't ask for better than that. It's only about 9 o'clock in the morning. I got to quick get back to the office and edit this. So we're hoping to get some reports from around the state from Jenny, Jordan, and myself. And so, reporting here from Mason County, there were deer on their feet this morning, and one 5-point just about bought the farm.
Opening morning. What's going on, Smitty?
How are you, Jenny? Can't wait. My favorite time of year. I get to do this for 3 months.
How you feeling, Jay?
Good. It's opening morning. We're ready.
We're hunting in Sanilac County in between Peck and Croswell. We're going to be covering a kind of a hay field that's hidden between a couple small woods, big creek by it, sugar beets by it. I mean, lots of food, so should be fun, and hopefully it works. We normally see a lot of deer there, but they can come out from any angles, but we'll give it our best.
All right, sounds good. Smitty called it quits for the morning around 10 o'clock. We met up with Jay, who saw one doe cross the field in front of him this morning. On our way back to the truck, things started looking up. The farmers were out chopping corn in the adjacent field, taking away a big chunk of cover for the deer. By the time our afternoon hunt rolls around, things should look a lot different.
For this year's opener, I was headed back to the same EHD Ravish farm I hunted last year on the opener, hoping for slightly different results. And this time I had my girlfriend in tow, looking for her very first buck with a bow.
So it's opening morning, and we're heading out here after last year EHD. It wasn't quite the year we were hoping for, but we've seen quite a few different deer out here on trail camera, a lot of different bucks that I would shoot, a couple that he would shoot. So we're both going to bring our bows out, and if one really nice one comes across, I'm going to try and run the camera, and we'll let him take a shot. But if one comes in that I'd shoot, I'm hoping I can get a pretty good shot on it. But we're just excited to see some deer this year, so we'll see what happens.
Well, it's finally October 1st. Just excited to be in the tree stand this morning. What a great day. This is probably my favorite day of the entire year. So I happen to be out here. We've seen a ton of deer this morning. It's hard to tell, but just single counting them, we've probably seen 25. Mostly does, just a couple of small bucks, but in an area that lost so many deer to EHD last year, to see this many deer period is a good thing. So the only thing that we're missing is a nice buck. We got a couple hours left. Now hopefully we can get a nice deer in here and get one of us a shot at him. We'll see what we can do.
We never did have a buck make it by that was big enough for either one of us to shoot, but one thing's for sure, we did have a fun sit, and it felt good to be back in the tree stand.
Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. If you missed any part of this week's show or you want to see something over again, you can always do that on our website at MichiganOutofDoorsTV.com. You can also check us out on Facebook. We are on there just about every day letting you know what's going on around the state and what we are up to, and that's on Facebook at Michigan Out of Doors TV. And you can also check us out on our new Twitter page as well. And Jimmy's got some fun stuff coming up for us over the next few weeks.
Well, that's right, Jenny. Lots of good stuff coming over the next few weeks here in Michigan Out of Doors. Some fishing, some hunting. We're going to have all sorts of stuff happening because right now, if you're a sportsman in the state of Michigan, it is the greatest time of the year. Thanks for joining us this week, and hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Jay's Sporting Goods with locations in Clare and Gaylord, Jay's, serving the Michigan outdoor enthusiast since 1971 with a wide variety of outdoor products. The gear, the knowledge, the tradition of Jay's, on the web at jayssportinggoods.com. By Rosie Brothers. Located in Dryden, Michigan, Rosie Brothers has been serving Michigan for over 40 years. Specializing in outdoor needs, Rosie Brothers features Kubota tractors and equipment for use in farm, home, or commercial needs. On the web at rosiebrosinc.com. By Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas energy in homes, farms, and businesses across our great state. Learn more at usemichiganpropane.com. By Meyer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meyer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meyer. Closed captioning is brought to you by Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas to outdoor enthusiasts across our great state.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man.